Good evening, everyone. We are live again, and this time we've come back with a very interesting topic. Uh, we will be joined today by with Sumit Kapoor, and so Sumit actually I've known Sumit for a couple of months now, so I'm just kind of bringing here he is. Um, Wonderful. Um, yes, okay. So, to give you a backgrounder as to hi Sumit, thank you for joining in. Can't hear you, Sumit. No, you're not audible.
Yeah.
Yes,
Is it better now?
yes, much better.
Great.
Okay, so it's great to have you on board, Sumit. And I was just kind of giving a brief as to why we've and when we were discussing as to what topic should be discussed and how we should go about discussing, taking which topic, you suggested that second, kind of a second income kind of a topic is very interesting and I kind of looked it up, and it was something that all of us have been. I've seen it, sometimes it's something that people are doing, but not consciously. It's not a very conscious attempt that people are putting into. So that is where I think Sunil, to kind of give you a background about yourself, I think you have had a very rich background in training and learning. You've been with American Express. You've traveled a lot. You've taught a lot of people. You've trained about so many people, youngsters, youth. How did this second earning, second income kind of a concept, and what is it that Is it that how? What is it all about? When I ask you this question, especially in context where incomes today, the first income is already under question mark. People are struggling. So how does this second income come into cognizance, come into actually importance? What importance does it have right
First and foremost, Nupur, thanks a ton for having me over here. Really excited to kind of talk and discuss regarding the side hustle or the second income, which we say. Uh, Things are changing, Nupur.
now?
With
Correct.
COVID around the line and with investment plans and monetary financial needs, things have become very different now in the world. I remember my forefather first earning for around 20 to 30 odd years, then building his house, while uh, a 21-year-old now currently can get into a job and can buy the same house and pay EMIs for the next 20 years. So,
Absolutely.
so the concept has changed, things have changed, and specifically during the Corona times, there has been difficulty all around, specifically financially. We can now very well understand that if you have got a regular job, you can be laid off anytime. If you do have a regular job, you can also be asked to cut down upon your expenses or not pay the entire salary because of these difficult times. Uh, the only way people are surviving now is either through their own job or secondly through the savings which they have. But we also know that things are expensive, and how long would your savings be? You never know how long you'll be unemployed for. Side hustle is a I have a different definition for side hustle actually. A side hustle is a combination of what you are passionate about, what is your hobby, and try to change that into employment so that you have something A to fall back on, and B, it becomes interesting because you're already working for 180 to 200 hours a month in your regular job. So after that, यार वो नौकरी के बाद I'll have to do something for a second source of income. So when do I breathe? Forget about when do I live. So it's always great to kind of change your passion into that kind of a side hustle, whereas it is interesting for you, it becomes a paid hobby actually for you. So you're not
Uh,
only earning money
Sumit,
with that.
there's a kind of disturbance in the line.
Okay, is this
अभी
better?
हाँ वो बीच बीच में आती है फिर चली जाती है.
Okay. I believe it would be better now.
हाँ हाँ sorry.
Great. So it's kind of a deal maker right now that you do have a second source of income, specifically what you're passionate in. So once you're very passionate about something, it is more like a hobby. If I tell a couple of people,
There is a hissing sound to me. That is what someone is saying.
okay, is this better now?
Yeah, you can. हाँ ठीक है. हाँ जी हाँ जी.
Okay. So as I was saying, it's better to go ahead and take something as a hobby and make it into an employment opportunity for you. So just to give a couple of examples, I'll give my own example. I started a catering unit way back in 2016. I was also working in BPO operations. I also do leadership training and development so that I have more eggs in the basket and my dependency on the one source of income gets cut out. So I know that if one source of income goes out, I do have a second, third, fourth source of income, and during a rainy day, this is going to help me out.
Oh, that's interesting. So you were at the same time you were in a BPO, you had your catering business, and you were also into leadership training. So
That is correct.
just asking from that perspective, Sumit, how was it balancing? How was the balancing act going? Isn't it difficult for people to kind of balance all these three things? I mean, yeah, and it's very important the way that you're saying that you were passionate about something and then you wanted to go for it. So how did you balance it?
The balancing act over here is simple. You need to outsource the things. When you start your business, you start doing it on your own, and it's a difficult time for the first few weeks. Once you have set up your operations and everything, then you need to outsource the marketing bit, because the only way.
I'm sorry, I think if you can probably come on the yeah. हाँ अभी ठीक है.
It's better? Okay.
हाँ हाँ.
Sorry for the tech difficulties. I believe I should take that up as a passion also for a side business.
I don't know. I mean, we just did a tech go and it was just fine. Maybe
Yeah.
without the
Headset.
huh. So see, there's someone who's saying we can't hear you because the voice is kind of getting. Huh.
Better.
Yes, I think that should. This should be better.
So I believe everyone can hear. Can you just say a yes if people can hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear, so I hope others can too.
Great.
Yeah. So
Great.
yes. So you were talking about in terms of outsourcing in terms of as an attempt to balance.
Right. So let me just put that on the parking lot currently, and let me first get into what are the different kinds of side hustles which we can do, which we are passionate about. Now, just to let you know, we all have hobbies, some or the other. Maybe watching a movie. It's been 20 months since we have gone to a movie hall to watch a movie.
Absolutely.
And if we are spending around 1,000 rupees on a movie show, 20 months would be approximately around 20 to 25,000 rupees, which we have saved, which we don't want to. But we haven't been able to go for a movie. My point over here is that there are a lot of side hustles wherein you almost spend next to negligible amount of money, which is around 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, and you don't need to put in a huge down payment. So what you need to do is that, number one, you need to understand what your niche is. What are you good at? Because if you choose something that okay, आजकल तो ये ट्रेंड चल रहा है, आजकल सैनिटाइजर बनाने से बहुत बढ़िया होगा, या आजकल फेस मास्क बनाने से बहुत बढ़िया होगा, you can definitely earn a second source of income from these trending which are going on in the market, or you can choose what is your specialty and what you're passionate about. And let me give you an example. There are a lot of people at home currently. There's a lockdown going on, and they need to do some hobby or the other together. Some people cook, they make cakes, they make chocolates. Some people make soaps. Some people make papad, achar, and agarbattis. You'll be surprised to know that they are doing extremely well. Then you have educational classes which are going on for the teenagers at home, summer camps which are going on. So if you have if you have if you're specialized in teaching, you can definitely get into that particular segment. The best thing which has happened is Amazon, Flipkart, and Snapdeal. So if you want to manufacture something at home, Amazon, Flipkart, and Snapdeal, you just become a seller, one of the seller support manufacturers and providers, and they only charge on an outcome-based pricing model, which means that once your item is sold, they take a cut from that, maybe a 15%, 20%, 30%. There are different packages, and the person can come to your house, collect that particular manufactured product from you, and can sell it on these particular platforms which are not earlier available around 15 years ago. So things have changed from a freelancing standpoint. You do not need a platform to sell yourself because there are multiple platforms available in the market. Now, going back into what I used to like, catering. So I started with around, with my full-time job, I used to only cater only over the weekends or cater to dinners, which were high profile. So I started with around canteens, wherein I used to put people over there. There were 2 canteens, in fact, in Delhi, wherein there were students worth around 1,000 students, and I used to only provide small snacks to them. So those snacks were made by the individuals whom I had hired, including their particular salary as well as the snacks which they used to offer. And I'm a hotel management graduate. So I used to look at these recipes, which were pastas and sandwiches and things like that. And I used to sell them over there in nominal prices. So my daily profit was around somewhere around, my daily sale was somewhere around 7,000 to 8,000 rupees. Not much. When I used to cut the product cost and the salaries which I'm giving it to the individuals, I used to earn not more than 2,000 rupees per day. But when you multiply it by 30, it becomes 60,000 rupees.
Absolutely. That's something that you kind of get without much of your extra time put in, which is like you getting like, it's absolutely what it's a side hustle. So you're not, so that's something which is an additional income for you.
Correct. Now my mother loves to make, she's got a sweet tooth, and my mom loves to make chocolates and things like that. So she said that I'm retired now, so why can't I make some chocolates and you become my marketing manager? So I said that, guess what, you don't need a marketing manager. There are a lot of platforms where you can sell your products from. So she started with our community, the colony where we stay. We have got around 570 odd flats, and she makes them on order. So basically, she's not manufacturing or buying anything till the time she doesn't get an order. She doesn't make that particular product so that it can go to waste also, because cooking products, we understand, cakes, chocolates, and any kind of food item are perishable items. They've got different shelf life. So once you get an order, you have to give a 24-hour advance, and she sometimes makes cakes for people, and it is more of a hobby. आप कितना टीवी देखोगे लॉकडाउन में, आप कितना फोन कॉल्स करोगे, कितनी वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसेस करोगे? So the best thing is to change your hobby into a side hustle, even if you're earning. So even if she gets around 3 to 4 orders a week, that comes to approximately around 10 orders per month, ballpark figure. She's charging 500 rupees, out of which 250 she's pocketing, 250 to 300, and 200 is for the goods. So 300 into 10 is 3,000 in a particular week. That comes to around 12,000 in a particular month. So, and she's doing that because she's liking it. She doesn't look at the time. No one, it is not that she has to go ahead and provide that particular product. It's a passion. So it is something like you're enjoying your passion as well as you're earning a little bit of money.
So I think, Sumit, there is a question which is very similar to your mother's case, that I love baking, but I don't have a marketing manager and no support. So I think what you need to do for our people here is break it down into how she went about doing it. Because sometimes what happens is, people don't know कि हम कैसे approach करें. They're either shy of, कैसे अपने पड़ोसियों को जाके बात करें, या कैसे अपन अपना product उनके पास लेकर जाए हम लोगों के पास. So how does one actually really go about doing it?
See, I'll tell you a funny thing. The most important thing is marketing in these terms. And marketing is not a passion of everyone, because the hobby is the passion, and you need to market that particular passion. Absolutely. Unless and until you are into a full-time marketing job, that is a different situation altogether. So there are different ways of doing it. Everyone has got WhatsApp in their phone. They have got at least 7 to 8 different groups which they are a part of.
Correct.
Whether it is your housing society, whether it is even if you're living in an independent kind of a setup, you do have your friends, your relatives, and things like that. And your friends, relatives, your housing society people, you can add them, make a group in the WhatsApp, and you can kind of connect with them that, look, it's my passion that I'm doing it. And these are the items which I've got for sale. Why don't you try some? And through that, the word of mouth spreads. See, we are not trying to build a Fortune 50 company. I work with companies like Tata Consultancy Services. I was with American Express for more than 8 years. I've traveled the world. And I've seen that this particular concept of a side hustle is more famous in the Western countries, wherein kids, they start working since the age of 11, 12. They start delivering newspapers as a side hustle to earn extra money. This particular concept in India has come into the market since the past 10 years now, with content writers, with freelancers also getting into this particular group. Everyone is on Facebook. There are groups for every particular thing, for baking cakes, for things like that. Forget about perishable item, the non-perishable item, the services which you can provide to them. For those particular services, you can land up into Facebook community pages, something like traveling, a solo traveler. You can become a blogger. If you like writing, you can write a book. If that book goes well, you'll be able to earn your royalty for the rest of your life.
Correct. So that is the point, that you have to kind of reach out to people of whatever circle you can manage to be.
Correct. And the best part is that your aim is not to become an Amazon or a Fortune 50 company. You don't want to become a billionaire over here overnight, which is not possible. And you never know what happens. So let me give you an example. After those 2 institutes which I was going on, I suddenly understood that what is my niche? What am I different from the market? So I said that, okay, fine, I'm a hotel management graduate. I've done my course and I know how to kind of get the food on the table from countries like, you wouldn't have heard Creole. Creole is a South African country. And it's a very small island, and they've got a specialty of their own. Then the Mediterranean menus are there. Then the Italian is there. So the famous ones, the Italian, Chinese, Indian, Mughlai, are already there. But what is different, which is not there? So I started connecting with some of the clients who are there in Sainik Farms, which is a very posh area in Delhi. I started to go around and start making those networkings and things like that. Post around 3 to 4 months, I got an order, and I sold that order for 2,500 rupees per plate buffet, vegetarian, and 4,000 rupees per plate non-vegetarian buffet.
Amazing.
Now, what happened was that, now where do I used to do that? I used to do that in their houses. They are the people who have got huge lawns and swimming pools and Ferraris waiting outside. No one was there in the market which was established and ready to cater them. So in one night, I used to earn 2 lakh rupees. I used to take people with freelancing opportunities, like the waiters, the chefs, and I only hired them when I required them, which was around 3 to 4 times a month. And suddenly I left my full-time job and started earning 7 to 8 lakh rupees on a monthly basis. So a long story short, what I'm trying to say is that you have to find your micro niche.
Correct. Absolutely.
What your passion is. Because काफी बार होता है, and then I shut shop also because I suffered a lot of losses, because I went ballistic and I went extremely high overnight and got extremely over passionate and started hiring full-time people and made mistake, lost a lot of money. But you learn from these mistakes. And what I learned is that keep a side hustle as a side hustle for at least a year or two, till the time you are not sure about it, and then go big. You'll be surprised to know that a lot of side hustle people have changed the side hustle to a main business.
Absolutely. Yeah, there is Just Books, which has started in Bangalore, which I think started as a side hustle, and now it's gone all over the country. So I actually agree with that point, that you have to get the business in the very formative stage till the point it starts. But अभी जब हम लोग side hustle की बात कर रहे हैं, second income की बात कर रहे हैं, so there is a very some basic things like कि how can the idea, like you said, some of the ideas, and you kind of एक point से आपने दूसरे point पे, you went from one point to another, you realize there is an opportunity out there. How can people realize that there is an opportunity out there? How do people, one is the hobby part, that they know कि मुझे मेरी ये शौक है, मेरा ये passion है. Passion plus opportunity becomes, that point where you realize. How else can people realize कि I can do this?
There is a lot of opportunity outside. The problem arises when people start thinking that there is no opportunity outside, because now you have got something called WWW, World Wide Web.
Okay.
Now, the social medium and the internet is such a strong tool that it has become what you start asking people digital marketing. People are crazy about digital marketing now because suddenly the world has become their marketplace. So they are going from a locally situation to a global situation now. Now, let me kind of touch base upon what I do right now, which is leadership training and development. Now, I wanted to do some coaching and feedback for individuals whenever I had time over the weekend with my job. So over the weekend, maybe I've got those 4 to 5 hours extra. So what I did was that I started looking at what are the different freelancing platforms for me to give career coaching and leadership training and development to individuals. That is a B2C market, business to customer, and not the B2B market.
Okay.
So I thought that let's do one thing. Let's see what are the freelancing or who my competitors are in the market. I found out that there are so many thousands of tutors and teachers over there. Does that mean that my opportunity goes down? No. I need to find the right platform. So I started doing a couple of things over there. I started doing a couple of free classes for individuals to begin with in my social circle. I started getting into groups in Facebook wherein people are interested in training and leadership development. I started connecting with institutes. Some of the institutes which teach the technical stuff like IIT, BCA, MBA, but they don't have someone to teach them the non-technical stuff like personality grooming, situation leadership. And I started doing the first class for free, and then on I started charging them. I also went ahead and got some students from Nigeria and the US.
Amazing.
Now, how could I do that? I didn't catch a flight during the lockdown to Nigeria. But what I did was that there's something called Fiverr.com, FIVR.com. So it is something like Udemy, and they are something like Amazon and Flipkart. The only thing is that they don't sell items, but they sell services.
Mm-hmm.
Like you want to teach someone, you want to coach someone. My mother-in-law, she started loving me a lot for a change.
That's a good one.
And why? Because she got retired and she said that, Sumit, I get bored at home. What do I do? She was a school teacher for around 30 odd years. And she used to teach English to primary students. So I told her that, okay, fine, let me find a platform for you. It's free of charge because you can't charge from mother-in-laws. You can understand that. So she told me that, okay, so I want to give English tuition classes. So we got in touch and connected with some of the communities, and from there we came out with a person who markets tuitions. So for example, if your child wants tuition, they have to pay an X amount of price in a particular month. They are around classes every day or alternate day or weekly, and they charge a 30% cut, and the rest of the 70% goes to my mother-in-law. So she got hold of 5 or 6 students like this, and she's earning around 40,000 rupees per month. And this was her passion, because she followed her passion, and she was an English teacher for 30 years. Now, whether it is your passion was your number one job or whether it was your side hustle, it doesn't matter. Passion is passion. And she enjoys that. She spends around 3 hours a day in her retirement life, and she earns a good 40 to 50,000 rupees every single month with those tuitions, and she's giving 30% only and only after she is getting the opportunity to sell. We need to understand that we are not supposed to pay money in advance. If we pay money in advance for services, we are not very sure or 100% sure that there would be a return on investment nowadays. Like, for example, let me give you an example. There are a lot of service options. Like, for example, Naukri.com is there. So we generally pay them a particular amount, and they say that they promise that, okay, fine, we look for jobs. But surprisingly, you would be extremely surprised to know that there are just 2% of the individuals who make a payment to Naukri get a job from Naukri. So the 98% of the people are literally putting their money down the drain by making an advance payment for a subscription.
Absolutely.
So this is the change of mentality which you need to get, and you need to start working. And it's interesting also, you're sitting with your kids at home, you're sitting with your spouse at home, whether it's the man or the woman, and then you guys are discussing, and your kids are also pitching in and saying that, mama, why don't you do something? You're good at this. Papa, you're very good at this. You love cooking. Why don't you only sell biryanis over the weekend to your community? Why don't you go ahead and teach these kind of XYZ people, the people who are passing out of college? Why don't you teach them interview skills and group discussions, so that it will help them crack those particular interviews, as jobs are on a shortage right now? So there are multiple amount of things which you can do as a side hustle with your passion. I would always kind of nail down it to the passion point, because then work would not feel like work. If you start doing a side hustle without a passion, yes, you can survive, you can do well. Start making sanitizers, start making face masks, start making fashion face masks, and
Yes,
and, and,
that will
and
not
you can
sustain for long
you can
because
make it.
you don't have art in it.
And people, there are some people who love to do trading. So whenever, whichever year, whatever is the most important thing which is growing in the market, they start doing that. Whether it is PPE kits nowadays because of medical situation, etc., etc. But when Corona was not there, still people used to sell salwar kameez and suits over Amazon and Flipkart. Although they are not the manufacturers, they trade. They take a cut in between, and then they sell that particular item on Amazon, Flipkart, or in their community via Facebook. And they are also earning 15 to 20,000, 30,000 rupees per month just by 2 to 3 hours of work. I would kind of advise everyone that change your passion into a side business. You never know when it becomes a main business, number one. Number two, even if it does not, you're earning a decent amount of money as a pocket money. And the best part is that it is fun. No one is telling you to work for 8 to 9 hours. You're not going to catch a bus or a metro to your workplace. You can earn 20 to 30,000 rupees and even more, in fact, following your particular passion.
Correct. So which brings me to a question like, is this kind of second income or a side hustle income, are these also, tax exempted, or under the tax income taxations में कुछ होता है क्या कि आप टैक्स में दिखाते हो नहीं दिखाते हो?
See, I'm not the right person to advise around this particular tax bracket, because but the small knowledge which I have, I believe there's a limit. You need to earn around a 20 lakh bracket or something like that to start kind of giving out taxes or having a GST. So for small things, when I'm talking about 20, 30,000 per month, you don't need any kind of a tax thing. But when your business does grow up and you want to formally do it rather than informally do it, then the side hustles come in, the extra costs come in, like registering your company. If you're in the food business, you have to get an FSSAI certificate from the government, which is around 2 to 3,000 rupees. Then you have to get your business registered, which is again 2 to 3,000 rupees, and approximately something like that. A CA would be the best person to advise you. But that is after you have tried your hand for at least a year, and you know that now you can get into a full-time business, because you really don't want to kind of risk your first job uh, and then get into your part-time business. So it should be at least 6 months to a year when you have been successful, at least a year, I would say, on your side business, and you're earning a little more than what you're earning on your full-time business. That is the time when it gives you confidence that, look, since the past 12 months, I've been earning an X amount of money. My salary was 100 rupees. I've now been able to earn 110 rupees or 120 rupees consistently for the past 12 months. And I believe that now is the time for me to go big.
And when though you also kind of mentioned also that don't go in it without ensuring that there is पक्का पक्का सोर्स की भैया आपके पास साइड इनकम आ रहा है, 1 year of continuation of पक्का income which is coming. However, when is it not a good idea to think of a side income? Or when is it not a good idea to kind of try and go for a second income source? Are there ऐसे opportunities as well?
Uh, it's a good question, Nupur, and basically you yourself would come to know when the time is right. There is no fixed time or there is no fixed methodology of it. I can't forecast who can become a millionaire tomorrow and who can't. We all take chances, but things sometimes works. The second income might work for you sometimes. The second income might not work for you sometimes. So it all depends upon individual customized situation to situation. And when do you want to go big? It depends upon the kind of risk and the monetary balance which you have in your real life. So if you have a lot of money and you have earned quite a lot of money and got savings for around a year and a half, 2 years, and you would like to now take that particular thing for a startup, you can go ahead and do that because every individual's passion, side hustle, market, and situation is different.
So there's a question by Paul which is said that are there agencies, individual who will take marketing plan for startup?
Can you be a little louder, Nupur? I was losing you.
Are there agencies or individuals who will take marketing plan? Basically, Paul probably wants help regarding marketing plan. So he is looking for help in marketing for startups, not very expensive. So can you recommend agencies which are uh, helping with marketing of startups?
Yeah, definitely I can. See, now we are digressing from the topic a little bit because when you are saying startup, is that startup your side business which you are trying to do? Because the thumb rule of side business is that first try it on your own with this community. To answer to this question directly, yes, they are digital marketeers. They charge anywhere between 7,000 to 15,000 rupees per month. That is approximately the range, and the rest of the advertising cost is actuals, which means that, for example, if you want them to do your Facebook marketing, or if you want to make them do your Instagram marketing and things like that, so that would be the actual cost plus the 7 to 15,000 rupee range which they charge per month to do so. Now, unless and until you have tried your startup and you want to do startup as your main business over here, and you have decided that okay, fine, I want to spend 5 lakh rupees or 4 lakh or 3 lakh rupees to do that particular business, whether it is a marketing thing or whether it is whether it is a perishable for items or non-perishable, whether it's manufacturing or trading. What I would like to suggest is that first try it on a small scale. Even big companies, when they get new processes, American Express, we used to get processes every single month. With Tata Consultancy Services, people used to outsource as business. But the trend is that they used to only outsource around 10 people, 15 people, 20 people to begin with. And then that used to increase to 500,000, 2,000, 5,000 odd people. So there was a time when I was managing 2,000 odd people, but did that start from 2,000 in the scratch? No, that did not. That started from 10, 20, 30, and so on and so forth. It grows because that is the way to minimize your risk.
Correct. So, but
Unless and until,
I personally think that is a good question also because people generally confuse side hustle with a startup or something that they would want to kind of see as a startup eventually. So that is why it is very important to kind of highlight the difference between a side hustle, entrepreneurship, or a startup, or something on those lines. If you can probably highlight, like you said, side hustle is something pretty safe, risk averse, where you kept some time, you kind of take it in a time when you're not really when you have one main employment or main agenda, and plus you have something else where income is coming in, but you have this as a side hustle. You're not putting all your life and soul into this. Whereas I think what we are referring to as startup is a full-time job or full-time investment or full-time work is as I understand it, and then you kind of work with it. Though it could be both.
It's a little confusing, in fact, Nupur, to be very frank and candid.
Yeah.
Startups can be side hustles also, startup can be main hustle also. Everyone has got their own earning limit and everyone has got their own finances. Maybe a lakh of rupees would be nothing for you, but it's a lot of money for me. And it depends upon different financial categories. So if a person
Correct.
wants to do a startup within a lakh, 2 lakh rupees, maybe they would not buy that expensive car for 3 or 4, 5 lakh rupees, and they might like to invest that in a particular startup. There's nothing wrong in that. But the question is that if you you should have that money flowing. It is not a question about a month's expenses. It is a question about a year's expenses. Till the time you do not have you do not build up your finances and you say that okay fine, it is going to take me 10 rupees every single month to go ahead and take care of everything. So in a year it is going to take me 120 rupees is what my cost is. Please ensure that you have that 120 rupees in your bank account right now.
Fair
then
enough.
only it then only it makes sense for a startup. Because if you're thinking that you're going to get results overnight, it is not going to happen. Marketing and sales people in digital marketing, you need to create your website. There are a lot of other things which you might like to do. I have my own website. I give leadership training and developments. I go to companies. I've trained people in American Express. I've trained people in Tata Consultancy Services. I train first line managers and I train individuals between the age group of 18 to 30 years who want to get promoted but they're not getting promoted, or in individuals who would like to kind of some hand holding. It's something like Nupur, you have done your schooling, correct? We all have done our schooling, correct? Now I'll ask you a very idiotic question over here. Did you directly join school in class ninth or class 10th, or did you
No,
join school from kindergarten?
absolutely. Yeah, we started from basic first.
So currently the situation in India is that it's changing because in Western countries there are a lot of coaches over there for hand holding, but in in India, you have very less people who are there to hand hold you from a career coaching standpoint. Most of the career coaching is done above the mid management level, such as managers, senior managers, AVPs, VPs. You have a lot of hi-fi coaches for them, but there is hardly any kind of hand holding for a person who's just joined the corporate world or who's just joined the business world or wants to start up. So that is the category whom I help, and I charge a particular
Absolutely.
X amount of money from them, so that when they get into the corporate world or the business world or the startup world, they get a little bit of confidence that okay, there's someone to look at me, there's someone who's hand holding us, so we are not going to make the same mistakes that that person has made or has experienced.
And
So
there is a
yes.
lot of there's a lot of coaching which needs to actually go in this line also, because even our education system does not pertain or give that kind of importance to coaching per se on those lines. So
See, there's a lot of difference between practical and theory. If I were to understand a school system is good, no offense to it, but if I would like to understand, फिर तो जो क्लास में फर्स्ट आता था उसी को ही तो हाईएस्ट अर्नर होना चाहिए ना लाइफ में, और जो लास्ट आता था उसको he would have become a beggar right now, but it doesn't work in that particular fashion
I
because
agree.
people are street smart. People have got those non-technical skills which they need to develop. That technical skills, can you guarantee there are engineers roaming around on the road? There are MBAs who are roaming around on the road and they spend around 10 to 15 lakh rupees. Does that 15 lakh rupee guarantee that they're going to get a return on investment between 2 years or 3 years? No, because they do not have the non-technical skills to understand the stress, understand the day-to-day job, understand that street smartness is not there. So the non-technical skills are as important as technical skills, which people are realizing slowly and steadily, and they want a complete grooming of that particular individual rather than the theory piece, which does not guarantee only that there will be a success.
It has to be a holistic development. That's a definite thing, and which has now come to a realization. And I think
Correct.
that realization is very important for the new generation for which is coming in. Um, I think that is a wonderful message that you have given. That the youth now realizes that, and is open to the opportunities which are now coming up in form of second income, in form of startups. So they are also more open to risk, which I think our generation wasn't really as open, and so we are in a much better position to kind of guide them, in a much better position to help them, or sort of help them learn from whatever mistakes that they made, so they won't make it.
Not only that, Nupur, I would just like to add a point over here that if you have been hustling and if you have a side hustle, and I've seen this with some of the senior citizens over there. Once they retire after the age of 60, they don't have anything to do at home. And my mother is the example which I gave you. That after 60 she retired and she said that, "Beta, ab main kya karu? 30 years I've been going to job. मैं नौकरी करती थी आती थी, and now she's happy making chocolates and selling them on all different platforms and feeling confident that she's doing something except watching TV and talking to her friends." So a lot of consultancy can also be given. You can open your consultancy businesses in whichever line you have done your first source of income to make that into a second source of income after you retire. So there's something or the other for everyone. There's something for kids. They can deliver newspapers, they can take their dogs for a walk, they can take the neighborhood dog for a walk and charge them something every day, can get a small amount of a side hustle from there. Then there are teenagers who can get into gaming, they can get into debates, sports, give sports coaching. So my first cousin gives sports coaching in Singapore. He was a tennis player, he was one of the top 10 tennis players. And there's a particular age wherein post which it becomes difficult for you to continue. So he's around 37, 38, and he's left his professional training. And there's a huge demand over there in Singapore, which he started as a side hustle. And now he's staying in Singapore. He's giving tennis coaching classes to people over there, and he's earning a lot of money over there.
And that is what we kind of have to realize, like you said, our micro niche, because that is kind of makes us, that becomes our USP, that becomes our special. Wow, somebody actually got inspired, Sumit, and wrote about baking project in society page and got one interest. So yes, you kind of inspired immediately. That was an immediate
Not bad at all. Within 15, 20 minutes, she's got a sale over here. So
which is a great input and great conversion. So amazing. That was one immediate conversion we got. Sumit, you can actually, if somebody wants to get coached, you actually give sessions as well, Sumit, so you can leave your credentials.
Yeah, I do that. The best thing is that I don't get tired whether I work 2 hours a day or whether I work 20 hours a day, because you start enjoying. And the best part is that when you start enjoying, so just for your information, I have left my full-time job since the past 2 years. My wife is extremely disappointed with me, and because of her, I've lost all my hair over here. Because she said that you're a madman over here. You have left your a good amount of money is what I used to earn, and I left that 2 years ago. And during these Corona times, I'm into coaching, feedback, and development, and I've been successful on and off because this is something which you can do online also, coaching and feedback. So yes, I am enjoying my life. Whenever I want to, I do what I want to, not what I need to. So there's a huge difference between the two. And I don't run after money now. I run after passion, and the money follows. So don't worry about that. The money would follow. Don't run after money. I've done that. I've been successful in that also. But I like the second half, where you're passionate, you run behind your passion, and the money is going to follow. Don't worry about that.
So you are inspiring, Sumit. You are definitely inspiring. Please leave your credentials. People can talk to you. People can get in touch with you, and you've inspired so many. You've made one conversion happen, which is very nice. We definitely hope that. We definitely hope very good things for you. And it was a wonderful session that you had with us, and. Next week we come back to Dr. Ruhi Satija, but this was absolutely, we normally don't take our sessions beyond 30 minutes, but this has, thanks to the discussion, very, very, very vibrant discussion we've had, has gone to 45 minutes, which we normally don't have, so we generally speaking. So thank you so much, and it was
Thank you,
great.
Nupur. Thank you for the opportunity. And before I leave, I would like to do a little bit about my marketing bit over here.
Yes,
If
please.
you do need to get in touch with me, you can get in touch with me at 800 799 481. That is my phone number. I would not give you my email ID because a phone is a faster medium and platform to communicate. So just pick up your phone
Let
and
me,
call me
I'm
up if you
typing
need
it,
anything.
800.
800 799 481.
800 799. Okay.
999 800 799 481.
Yes, so that is Sumit, excellent zone for you. Please get in touch with me with him for anything that you want to talk about, side houses, like leadership coaching, anything that you have and you can want guidance for. Sumit is there for you, and for anything related to communications, you can get in touch with me as well. So this is where we part our ways. Thank you so much, Neet, for joining us, and it was wonderful to have you here on board.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Nupur, for having me.
Yeah.
It was great. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. Good luck.